All right, camera's rolling again. What you're looking at here is the circuit all wired up. I got the 9-volt power supply here hooked up to the Arduino board here, and I got my display here that's going to give us output. On the side here we got the potentiometer that I really won't mess with in this operation. Well, I guess I will play with it just so you can see it actually changing the contrast on the screen. But ultimately it's set up so that you got your best resolution, and then I got the push button here that you'll see me mashing to actually simulate the button the user would mash on the 8-ball to get the response. So I'll go ahead and turn it on. Alright, and it's set up to ask the user, what would you like to know? Get in there. So just like with the Magic 8-ball, you'd ask a random question. Wow, will I be rich? There's a question. You mash the button, so you're mashing here, and you get a response. Better not tell you now. Interesting response. See if we can get a better view of that. And as you saw, as I was trying to get a better view, the text, the LCD went back to what would you like to know. I programmed that way so to prompt the user to ask another question. So whomever is using the Magic 8-ball, the toy, and kid, whomever, can just keep asking it repeated questions so they turn it back off. So we asked it a different question. Will I ever find true love? Mash the button. This way says it is certain. All right, I think I built the winner here. I'm getting pretty excited. The answer that's displayed, I programmed to stay on the screen approximately about 8 seconds. That can be modified with the code. I used 10 seconds at first, and it seemed like it was way too long, so I went 8 seconds. Still feels long, but with the concept of 8-ball, I just left it at 8 seconds, and I pressed on with business. Let's go ahead and ask you one more question. Is the person watching this video going to enjoy it? That's a good question. Definitely yes. Let's get that in there nice and good so you know that you need to enjoy it. There it is. Alright, so what's happening? I'm mashing the button. It's giving me random phrases. All of these phrases are reflexive, mirror the ones that an actual 8-ball would give you. I went to Wikipedia and pulled up the responses, and it said that the Magic 8-ball kicks out 20 responses. I thought that was interesting because I think of that triangle shape, and I figured it wouldn't be that many responses, but there are a lot. And what's pretty cool with this circuit is that I could program in a lot more responses if I wanted to. While I'm at the circuit, I'm going to power it down. And I'm going to power it back up. What I'm doing now is just show that it's going to be random outputs all the time. So I'll ask it a different question. Actually, at this point, I just mash buttons to show functionality, to show that we're not going to get the same random outputs. We're going to get completely different random outputs, which is going to be important because you don't want the same responses over and over in sequence, because that's no fun. It's not really random. So I mash it. Outlook good. Completely different from the first time we powered it up. Approximately 8 seconds to go by, and we'll mash it again. Outlook not so good. Interesting. And we'll do one more time for good measure. Interesting. I like that. With the randomness, it even went back to its first one on the third try. We didn't see that with the first time we ran through and we powered it up. So I'm going to say, yeah, it's pretty random. I want to mash one more just because, and it's decidedly so. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and power down the circuit, because we'll just stay that infinite loop until power is removed, power's taken out. If it was a better operated toy, to the battery died until the user turned it off. Now here we're looking at the code that I wrote in the Arduino software, and I'm trying my best to get it visible. I'll also post the code itself on the YouTube upload for review. But here we start off, get a little bit closer. My liquid crystal library. All this coding over here are the explanations of the code. This is a modified library I use, and as the text over here shows, it's because of the text wrap. When I originally started displaying responses, the 17th character would not come off, or 17 and above characters wouldn't show on the screen. They just run white, they disappear. I tried a couple of different ways to get that to the second line for the code to just wrap, and I couldn't until I came across this liquid crystal fast library. So I downloaded that, and then I uploaded it into the Arduino software, and that immediately corrected it. What I came across at that point was that at the 17th character, it would automatically rewrap it. So as you see here, I have this huge space. I put spaces inside these responses so that that 17th character would appear on the second line automatically. That was the way I chose to overcome that auto wrap feature. So here we got our string phrases. These are all the possible responses, and I put them in a string phase, because I tried several other ways to get the responses to come out. I originally wanted to do a random generator that had a number that it pull out between 0 and 19. And as I tried coding that way, using if-else statements, I tried switch case statements, and I couldn't get the code to work the way I wanted to. So then I went to string phrase, and down here, where are you? Went to the output phrase random, and then number of phrases. Here's where it went to, so I could actually pull out the random phrases. And when I applied this method, then I was getting random phrases at all times. So I was real happy with that result. Going back up, string output, let know that the output is going to be a string. Number of phrases, integer, switch pin. I use number 8. Here, the push button. I wired the push button into pin number 8 and told it to read it when it goes high, to read that as an input, so it know to kick out and activate that random phrase, so that it'll pull a random phrase and answer the user's question. LCD begins, telling it the size of the display that we have and where to start at. Print screen, what would you like? And then here again, that second line, I told it to go ahead and start that move the cursor after that particular phrase down to the second line in the first spot, and then it asks here, like to know. So it gives that full sentence that we saw on the screen, what would you like to know? And then it's waiting for that pin mode, that input. Once it gets the input from the push button, which I said was going into pin number 8, then it go ahead and kicks out that random phrase. I apologize for the shakiness. It's not getting any better. I'm just a shaky guy. And go a little bigger, maybe. Too big. All right. Here we go. Here, once we match, we get the output, whatever the phrase is. It prints it to the screen, and then we saw the actual responses print to the screen. Here's that time where I told you I went with the 8-second delay to keep the message on the screen. Then after the 8 seconds, the screen go ahead and clears out. And I forgot to mention here, I start off with a screen clear to clear out the information from the question that was asked. What would you like to know? So after 8 seconds, the screen clears out again, and it comes back to the question again. What would you like to know? Prompting the user to ask as many questions as they like, as stated previously. So that is the code, really quickly, that is feeding into an Arduino to make my circuit work.